This is a demonstration of my project, an invoice creator using Python. To launch the program, the user can simply start it by clicking on this batch file right here. You see that will bring up this new command window, and this is where almost all of the rest of the program will be run. If we decide that we don't really want to make an invoice today, the user can simply type quit and the program will end. Notice that it displays a message that says the program is terminating to help assure the user. We can start it again by clicking the batch file. To begin creating an invoice, the user can enter the command create invoice with some arguments, which will become the title. If the user doesn't specify a title, the title will be set to untitled invoice. If you want to, there we go. If we want to change that, we can simply type exit to exit invoice creation and create a new invoice, or we can type the invoice title command to read it or change it. Here we go, here's an unwanted title, and now we can change the invoice title by typing invoice title, new title. Cool. Notice the little thing right here. Yeah. You'll notice that as the user is prompted for input, the name of the invoice that is being edited is displayed next to the computer user's name. Let's create a hypothetical invoice for a hypothetical client. Type exit to stop, and then we'll create a new invoice. Oh. Here we go. Now create a new invoice 2019 hypothetical client invoice to make it clear that's who it's for. Notice that I am now editing the invoice. Now it'll type create invoice 2019 hypothetical client invoice to make it clear that's who it's for. Notice that I'm now editing the invoice 2019 hypothetical client invoice. I'm going to set the invoice number, let's call it 19,003, as if this was our third invoice of the year in 2019. We can check that by typing invoice number again. Oops, I did it wrong. There we go. The creation date of the invoice is automatically set and cannot be changed, but the due date can. The due date is automatically set to 1 month from when the invoice was created. So today is March 4. We can see when the due date is by typing date due. See, it's 1 month from today, April 4th, 2019. Let's say that this invoice is due by May 1st. So we can type date due May 1, 2019. There we go. We can give it some invalid dates to show that the system is protected from those invalid dates. Let's say date due May or January 1st of, how about year 12? That's a fun year. That date is in the past. The due date must be in the future. It warns you that you can't do that. How about May 45th? Let's change, how about that? Date due May 45, 2019. Nope. Can't do that because there are not any months that have 45 days in them. How about let's see if that changed anything though. We want to make sure it wasn't written. Nope, it still stays at May 1st, 2019. Let's also change our company's name. Let's call ours Hypothetical Freelancers. So we can do that by typing company hypothetical freelancers. That's the name of my company. Okay. Now, let's also make sure that our recipient knows where the invoice is being sent from. Let's type a street address to find out what it says already. I want to change our address so I can give it to some... Okay, well, first I need to show what it says already. So we type street address 001 default street. That's not my hypothetical company's address, so I can change it to street address 123 hypothetical road. There we go. Now it's finally set. Now we need to tell the invoice which city and zip code our company is from. We can check what it is set to by default, so we just type city, and you'll see it says St. Paul, Minnesota. That's because it goes to a geocoder library and finds out which city I'm using based on the IP I'm connected to, but it doesn't have the zip code to it. So let's change it up and say city, hypothetical city, of hypothetical zip code 00023. How about that? And we can type city again if we're still not sure that our city has been changed. So we type city. Cool. Now it's time to write down who we are sending this invoice to. Let's say our hypothetical company is a hypothetical client who is paying for our services. Let's add their name to the invoice here by typing recipient company. And then the name of our client's company, so we could call them hypothetical recipient. Very cool. In this case, it's this hypothetical company. Now we can check yet again that we did not set the client's company name by typing recipient company yet again. So here we go, recipient company. See, it's still at hypothetical company. We can also add the name of the recipient to show that they are the one paying this bill. The default client's name is set to John Doe, and I can check that by typing recipient name. See, John Doe. Our recipient is going to be Jane Buck. Oh, I misspelled that one. Recipient name, Jane Buck. There we go. Now we can check it again by typing recipient name. There we go. Still says Jane Buck. Now we have to add their email address. In hypothetical Jane Buck's case, her email is jane.buck@yahoo.com. So, recipient name. Recipient address, jane.buck@yahoo.com. Notice maybe that's not really her address, so I want to change it to recipient address, jane.buck@yahoo or hotmail.com. But you'll notice that it didn't like that. It's kept it as the old one. That's because there doesn't recognize that as an email address because there's no @ symbol, so you have to change it again. Recipient address, jane.buck@hotmail.com. And now that's properly set. Now we finally have all the details we need to start adding items to our invoice. Hypothetical Jane Buck's hypothetical client company has ordered 3 services from us. The first one is a press release, which costs $750. We can add that to the list by typing add item press release. She ordered one of them, so we put there, and $750. So the item press release of quantity 1 and price $750 was added to the list of items. So we can the 1 denotes the quantity of the products that were ordered, and the $750 denotes the price. Let's say they also ordered a new splash screen for their website, so we can add that by typing add item website splash screen 1250 blah. Oh no. The price or the quantity were not numbers, so the operation was invalid, so while the program caught it, it won't let you add items if it detects that the quantity is not an integer or if the price isn't a float. So let's do that again the correct way. Here we go. Add item website splash screen. They ordered one of them and for $250. Now we're on to the last item, the speech. We'll type add item speech script, and that cost they ordered one, and it cost $12,000 for me to make it. So I'd type that, and item speech script of quantity 1 and price $1,200 was added to the list of items. Great. So now I can type display invoice for a short list of the items that were ordered. There we go. Number 1, press release. Number 2, website splash screen. And number 3, a speech script. Yeah, well, let's say that that website splash screen, that was actually a mistake, so I want to get rid of it. So now I can type delete item 2 to get rid of it. Or, ugh. Yeah, actually that doesn't print anything. So now we can check again by typing display invoice, and you'll see now that we only have 2 items, so it successfully removed the mistake. So yeah, we're almost done. Let's add a total now. By typing total, we get the total amount, $750 plus $12,000 is $1,950, which sounds right to me. That's our total. We can also set the total manually, so if I wanted to say that the total was actually like $2,000, I guess, just because rounding up. Yeah, there we go. That doesn't really make sense. But now I can change it back down. Or, no, well, hold on. I typed that wrong. It's actually supposed to be total 2,000, not set total. There we go. Now we can type total again if we want to actually calculate it from the normal value. Or, hold on. This is not good. Total 0. Oops, I think I forgot to center it, but, or to reset it every time. So it should be now we have the correct one. That's good. Well, it's not good, but we learn, I guess. Let's add a total now. Or, no, sorry. Yeah, I think that's almost it. Let's take a look at a preview of our invoice. So we just type preview like this, and it will open it up in our web browser of this HTML file that has everything we need to know. You can see the invoice number we added earlier, the created date, which is today, the due date, which is May 1st, our business name, hypothetical freelancers, our address, 123, hypothetical road, hypothetical city with zip code 23, hypothetical recipient, Jane Buck, jane.buck@hotmail.com, and you can see they ordered a press release of $750, a speech script that cost $1,200, and in total it cost them $1,950. So I think all of that looks good to me. I can save that finally by typing export, and you'll notice that it pops up in my desktop right about there. And I can open that. There we go. We have our lovely PDF invoice that we can feel free to slap in the email, or no, sorry, to attach to an email and just send it straight to our recipient. There we go. Now I'm done creating this invoice, so just type exit, and there we go. Program ends. Press any key to continue. That's from the batch file because of the pause command. Just blah, and we're done.